Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom or Gummy, and today we are back with another video. Today we are doing a statue tutorial on Jack O'Bonny from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. So hopefully you do enjoy. Again, this was designed by Lazar, and a link will be in the description to his Twitter and YouTube. And yeah, this is very, very similar to the Nightmare Bonnie that we did a while back, apart from it's orange and looks really, really awesome, and it even glows in the dark. Yes, that's right, it glows in the dark. So there, definitely let me know down below in the comments what you like about it, what you don't, and also who you want to see in the very near future. In regards to other series, they will be coming out very, very soon. On Wednesday, I'll probably be doing a world tour of a server. But yeah, apart from that, hopefully you do enjoy this video, and I will see you there. Okay guys, so let's get straight on into the tutorial. We don't want to waste any time, because this tutorial will be pretty lengthy as it is. So the more time saved, the better it is for you guys, and the easier it is for me as well. I'm not going to lie, it makes my life a lot easier. Editing, rendering shorter, and a lot more fun, I guess. But anyways, first off, the blocks you'll need: orange wool, cyan stained clay. I'm going to refer to that as cyan SC, or just CSC. Because it makes it easier. Black wool, stone, orange stained clay, again OSC, jack-o'-lantern, stone brick stairs, and quartz stairs. Okay, so not too many items. Again, if you are familiar with the previous build we did, which is over there, which was the Nightmare Bonnie, this is pretty much the exact same, just different colours, and then the head is pretty different. So if you want to build that, then just build that and build the body with orange, and it should be pretty self-explanatory, and then just come back for the head, and because that's slightly different. But anyways, let's start building. So first off, we're going to place the first row, which is 4 orange and 4 cyan SC. Cyan stained clay, there we go. So yeah, that's 8 long, as you can see, and that is the first layer. So a bit of background information about the statue, if you're new to this whole concept of building statues. The body is, or the body, I guess you could say, is built up of 4 different parts. We've got the left arm, the right arm, the chest, and then the legs. The legs are 12 by 8, the chest is 12 by 8, and each arm is 12 by 4. So we are currently working on the legs, of course. So we got the 8 wide, now we're just building up 11 layers to make it 12 tall. So the second layer is 8 black wool. The third, 4th, and 5th layer is orange. The 6th layer, once I've done finished with this, is black wool. The 7th and 8th is orange. Now we're going to make like this little V shape now, which is kind of like the joints in the legs and stuff. So the 8th row, I believe it is it 8th? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th row, sorry, my bad, 9th row is 3 orange, 2 black, 3 orange. And then we're going to start working our way up. So 10th row is 2 orange, 1 black, 2 orange, 1 black, 2 orange. You can pretty much predict this row. It's 2 black, 4 orange, and 2 black. And then the 12th and final row is 8 orange. So once you have done that, you'll have something that looks like this. Now this looks way too neat, so we're going to rough it up a bit and add some detail. But that is the base structure. So that's 12 tall, 8 wide. Again, we got 1 layer of orange and cyan, 1 layer of black, 3 rows of orange, 1 layer of black, 2 rows of orange, and then we got this alternating pattern there. Okay, so as I said, we're going to start roughing it up. So what that involves is putting indents in it, and indents is basically when we set it back 1 block into the actual structure. So we're going to start at the bottom on the left side, and we're going to start on this 3rd row here. On the 3rd block to the right, so we start on the left side, count to right, 3rd block, going to punch it out, and what we're going to do is come behind and place a black wool indented 1 block like so. We're then going to go up diagonal to the right and up 1. And behind this, we're going to place 1 stone and 1 black wool. Then what we're going to do, from this black wool here, we're going to go 1 to the left, leave it, go to the left again. And behind this gap, we're going to place a black wool as well. So it should be looking like this so far. Now you get what the indents do, they make it look super, super fancy. So we're going to place a lot of them around the body. So anyways, on the right side of this, we're going to come to the first row, or the 3rd row of the statue, but the first row of this orange. On the very right side, we're going to punch this one out, go 1 to the left, and then up 1. In this corner, what we're going to do is indent 1 black there, and next to that, 2 orange. That is essentially the start of the right side of the leg, but we'll worry about that later on in the video. So this is what it should be looking like so far. If you want to pause, feel free to do so. You're more than welcome. And again, as I say always, it is a hell of a lot easier to pause as you're going, rather than get to the end, realise things have not gone to plan and have to start again. Especially on this one, it'll be like an hour long. Okay, so moving up to this part here. What we're going to do is going to start on the first row, on the right side, on the second and third block from the right. We're then going to place 2 above that, and on the right side of this, go up 1. That makes a little, it makes a shape that almost kind of looks like a D. Like the letter D. If you can see that. Or a backwards B, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, what we're going to do is come behind. The bottom 2 blocks is 2 black, on top of that 2 stone, and on top of that 1 black. And it looks like that. Next, what we do is we come to this black wall here. We go down diagonal to left, to side 1, and up 1. And that creates a little L shape. The 2 lower blocks is stone, and then on top of that 1 black wall. And again, I do apologise if my voice is a bit croaky, but I've got a cold, so that's fun. But I, of course, delayed this enough, so have to power through it and show you guys anyways. Alrighty, so the third and final part of the orange, which is this part here, we're going to come to the left side, second block in, punch it out. We're going to indent 1 cyan stained clay, or 1 SCS, or is it CSC? That's it, there we go. And yeah, once you've done that, it looks like that, and that is pretty much it for the front. So that's a 12x8, as I mentioned before. If you need to, pause, catch up, do what you want to do, and now we're going to move on to the sides, which is slightly easier. By slightly, I mean a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to start on the left side. We're going to get our orange wool, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left. On top of that, we're going to place 3 black, 3 rows of orange, a row of 3 black, 4 rows of 3 orange, a row of black, whoops, and a row of orange. And once you've done that, that is a 12x4. Now, it is pretty plain and pretty simple. There we go, if I can get my words out properly. And it consists of 1 orange, 1 black, 3 orange, 1 black, 4 orange, 1 black, 1 orange. Again, 12 tall, 4 wide. And we're going to keep it simple because there's no point of indenting stuff at the sides. It just makes things too complicated. Plus, you don't really pay attention to the sides. That's not what grabs your attention. We don't want that to be what grabs your attention. We want the front and the back to be that centerpiece, so we don't want to add too much detail and overpower the other sides, so we're going to keep it nice and simple. Same applies for the other side. Again, it's the exact same apart from this part here. Instead of orange, we're going to place 3 cyan, extending it out. On top of that 3 black. We've already got these 2 blocks here because of this gap we got there, so we're just going to do 2 layers of orange, and then the third layer of orange is a whole one, then a layer of black, 4 layers of orange, a layer of black, and a layer of orange. And again, that's a 12x4, should look like this. We got these 2 blocks missing here as an indent from the front, but apart from that, very, very similar to the other side, and very, very simple. Again, you're more than welcome to pause, and I'll give you a side angle shot. That's the right side, and then we have the left side. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so coming around to the back side of the statue, or the back of the leg, should I say. What we're going to do, we're going to start on the left side where we have this cyan, and place 1, 2, 3 cyan, 1, 2, 3 orange. On top of that, bear in mind now, each row is 6 blocks, because we've already got 1 over side, that puts it up to 8. So we do 6 black. Next, 3 rows is 6 orange. And again, we're going to do what we did on the front, fill it in solid, then punch out the details afterwards. And we got a row of black, 4 rows of orange. And again, the back is pretty self-explanatory because whatever block is at the side, in this case black, means the row is black wool. And for this one, the row is orange. Again, that is a 12x8 we just built there. And it looks like this. So, for the indentations on the back side of the legs, this is very, very simple compared to the front, or at least I think so. So we come to this first section of orange. We come to the second row on the left, and the second block, we punch it out, and the third one. Behind that, we're going to indent 2 stone, like so. We're then going to go 2 to the right, and on the third block, punch out 1 out and go down 1. And behind this, on the lower block, we indent 1 black, and on the upper block, we indent 1 stone. Okay, moving on up to the second section, the upper section. What we're going to do is come to the second row on the left, second block, third block, up one. Behind that, two lower blocks is two stone, and then one black wall. And then for the final part of this, 1, 2, 3 to the right on the fourth block, or second last to the right. We're going to punch that one out and indent one stone. So that's the second sector, if I can say it properly. And then for the last one, this final row, we come to the right side on the second last and last block. Second last and third last block, should I say. We're going to place one sand on the right and one stone on the left. And again, it will look like this. It looks pretty chaotic and hectic, but it will all make sense eventually. At least I hope it will. That's the aspiration, is for it to make sense eventually. Okie dokie. So, on the basis that you guys have got something looking very, very similar to this, we are going to continue. So, we're going to work on the endoskeleton now, the part that's in the middle of the statue. Now, most of my statues don't actually have endoskeletons for the pure reason they don't need them. This one does, and this one is kind of complicated, I must say. It's slightly different, again, to the original Nightmare Bonnie one we did, and that's purely by, mistake, because it's one of them things that is really hard to get the exact same. So any slight altercations is just one, either neatening up, two, where things quite haven't gone right, or three, just slight variations that have been made. But either how, it's not too important, you won't see the majority of it, so it's all good in the hood. Okay, can't believe I just said that. So, we're now going to move around to the front, where we've got this V shape, or U shape, whatever you want to call it, and what we're going to do is start working on the endoskeleton. So, first off, what we're going to do is punch out all this orange here, and all the orange on the backside as well, in line with these blocks here. We can leave the ones on the side, that does not matter, it's just the ones at the front and the ones at the back because they block our view of what we're building. So what we're going to do next is cyan stained clay here. We're going to place one stone, two cyan, one stone, and one cyan. And on top of that, we're going to place two stone, two cyan, two stone. Now we're going to do the exact same for this side. So here, we got the one cyan, one stone, two cyan, stone, cyan, and then this one, two stone, cyan, cyan, two stone. Okay, perfect. So that gives us a little 3D block, which is 6 wide and 2 thick, 2 tall. What we're going to do, make sure you're at the front side here. We're going to go up diagonal to the left and up diagonal to the right using stone. Just 1 thick, not 2 thick. And then on top of this cyan here, we're going to place 2 stone right there. And once we've done that, what we're going to do is start working on the upper part of the endoskeleton. So this is where things get slightly more tricky. What we're going to do is we're going to build up 1, 2, 3 with any block of your choice. And we're going to go 1 to the left and 1 to the right. So do 2 thick, 1 to the left, 1 to the right using stone, and then punch this out. So that's just to bridge it. Then what we're going to do is go up diagonal to the left and up twice, and to the right one on this side. And on this side, go up diagonal to the right, up twice, and to the left one on that side, and it will look like that. It will be mirrored, essentially. In the middle, what we're going to do is link these together by placing 2 cyan, and underneath that 4 cyan, like so. Next, what we're going to do is, next to the stone here, we're going to place 3 cyan, and on top of that 4 cyan. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7 in total, and on the right side the exact same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to link it up at the top by going 1 inwards each way with cyan, 1 stone, and then 2 cyan. And it will link back together perfectly like so. And once you've done that, it will look something like this. Again, there is a 3 block gap, 1, 2, 3, in between that and that. And once you've done that, if you do it right, it should link up perfectly. Alrighty, so next what we're going to do is go around to the back side of the endoskeleton, so this side. And we're going to start piecing things together. Stop making things floating in the air and make it actually make sense. So what we're going to do, on top of these cyan stained clay here, we're going to build up 5 using stone. So that's 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it will link up like so. We're then going to double these 2 up here. So 1 on either side. We're going to double it up. And we're going to go up diagonal to the left and to the right again using stone. Next, we're going to go on the left side, 1, 2, 3, using cyan. Same on the right, 1, 2, 3. And it will look like that. Now this is where things are slightly different compared to the front, so try and ignore the stuff on the front and just focus on this. What you're going to do is you're going to get your cyan, we're going to double this part up here, and we're going to double the stone up as well. This is where things vary. So on top of this 2 cyan, we're going to place 2 stone. On the left side and the right side of that, we're going to place 1 cyan, and then on top of it, we're also going to place 2 cyan. To the left and right of that, we're going to place 2 stone. And on top of that, in the middle, on top of the cyan, we're going to place 2 stone, 2 cyan, and then either side 2 stone. And once you've done that, it will look something like that. Now, I don't know how I explain that, but just by looking at it, you should be able to figure it out pretty easy. And in total, it is 13 blocks tall. Again, I repeat, 13 blocks tall. So with that in mind, it shouldn't be too difficult to copy. And I'll give you a second to pause if you need to do so. But if not, then feel free to move on to the arms, is what we're going to do now. So, coming back round to the front side of the statue, you now have something that looks like this. That looks a lot better, in my opinion. And it will look pretty cool once we start adding some detail. So, we're going to start working on the arms. What we're going to do, first of all, before we move on to the arms, is fill in the orange wool that we just broke. So, we'll fill in that layer. And then we punch out the second block to reveal that cyan, and around this side we fill it all in, and we punch out the 2 blocks on this side, so on the right side, which reveals a cyan and 1 stone. There we go. So we are back to where we need to be. It looks really, really weird, but really cool at the same time. Alrighty, so where we have this orange, what we're going to do is go 1 to the left using stone. Again, make sure you're at the front. We're then, on top of that, going to place 4 cyan. So 1 cyan, and then to the left 3 times. We're then going to place another row of cyan on top of that cyan. And this is making up the bottom of the left hand. Now we do the exact same for the right side. We come to this orange on the right side, place 1 stone. On top of that, place 1 cyan. But on this side we do 1 orange, 1 cyan, 1 orange, rather than 4 cyan. And on top of that, 4 orange. And that is the start of the right hand. Okay, so back to the left arm for now. We'll come back to the right arm later on. We're going to start building up this. So what we do is we place 4 black. So currently we've got 3 rows, 2 rows of 4 cyan and 1 row of 4 black. Next row is, or should I say next 6 rows, is orange wool. 5, 6. Next row is black wool, and then we've got 2 rows of orange wool, and if you've done it correctly, it will meet with the top of the endoskeleton here, which in terms of coordinates will be 24 blocks off the ground. As you can see, this is Y29, the floor is Y5. Okay, so the arm, if I can fly out, that'd be great. The arm is 12 by 4, as you can see, 2 layers of cyan, 1 layer of black, 6 layers of orange, 1 layer of black, 2 layers of orange. We're going to punch some details out now, and then we'll move on to the other arm. So first of all, details. What we're going to do is leave a 1 block gap and place 1 stone in between that. That represents the claws. Moving on to this orange section on the left side, first row, second block, punch out 1 out, go up 1, punch it out, go 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Behind it, on the lower block, we're going to place 1 black wool. On top of that, 1 stone, to the right 1 stone, to the left 1 orange. That's the first bit of detail. Moving on, we come to this row here. So just above, layer above, we go up 1, to the right 1, punch that 1 out, go up 1 and to the right 1 again. That makes a right angled shape. Should look like this. What we're going to do is come around the back. We're going to place 1 stone indented. And this is where things are slightly more tricky. We're going to place 1 stone next to that. We're then going to go diagonal backwards using black wool and kind of like cap it inwards. So on the left and right side we're going to place orange, and on top we can either place orange or black. In this case I'll place black. Essentially we want to make this black wool 2 indented, not just 1, 2. Again, you can choose whatever you want to for the top and side blocks. In fact, for the left side block it has to be orange. For the top block it doesn't quite matter. But we're indenting the black wool 2 deep using the surrounding blocks, I guess you could say. I don't really know how to explain it. But rather than setting it 1 back, you want to set it 2 back. Okay, so coming to the third and final sector, come to the first row, second block in, punch it out, go up 1 and to the right 1. And behind that, we're going to place 1 black wool, and on top of that 2 orange. And again, make sure it's indented like so. And that is a 12x4 rectangle. There you go. So if you want to pause, feel free to do so right now whilst we're looking at it. And we're now going to move on to the front of the right arm. Okay, so for the front of the right arm, what we're going to do, we've already got the first 2 layers. Again, underneath this cyan here, we're going to place 1 stone. That represents the second claw. Then we're going to place 4 black wool, 6 layers of orange wool, 4, 5, 6, 1 layer of black wool, and then 2 layers of orange wool. Okay, so it looks the exact same as the left arm, except this side the detail is slightly different. So, we come to the first sector, which is this big sector here. Come to the right side, and the second block in, punch it out and go up 1. We're going to indent on the bottom block 1 stone, and on the upper block 1 black wool. We then go up twice, and 1 to the left, punch it out, go up 1, to the right 1, up 1, to the left 1, and punch out like a P shape. We're then going to indent on the lower block 1 stone, and again, like what we did on the other side, we're going to double indent, if that's the correct term, 2 black wool. So we place another stone there, we get our black wool, place it 2 in, and then surround it with our orange wool, and if you've done it correctly, it will look roughly like that. In fact, these 2 blocks here though are stone. So stone, stone, and then 2 black wool, indented 2 blocks in. And the final step for this is go to the top right corner, punch out and out, go to the left 1 and down 1, and make it like a curved part, like the top of his arm has been slightly ripped off, ever so slightly. And once you've done that, that is the right arm complete. Again, it is 12x4, 13x4, if you're including those nasty looking claws. But yes, if you want to, feel free to pause. And yeah. Okay, so hopefully you're up to this point so far. If you aren't, then definitely pause, go back, see where you've gone wrong. If you haven't, and you're just generally stuck, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try and offer some more personalised support, as I always try. Again, it can't always be guaranteed, because time is short and is not in high supply. But again, I'll try my best. So if I don't respond straight away, then give me a chance, and I'll see what I can do. Anyways, now we are going to work on the sides of the arms. So what we're going to do is come around to the back of the statue, and we're going to come to cyan stained clay here and extend it backwards 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Come down below, it's a 4x4 square, as you can see, perfect. We come over to the other side, and instead of cyan, we're going to use orange and just extend it backwards 3 blocks, like so. And that gives you a 4x4 square. Okay, so we're going to work on the side of the left arm first, because we always seem to work with lefts first for some reason. So what we're going to do is, we got the first row, which is 4 cyan. Second row is also 4 cyan. Now, because we've placed 1 block on the side, each row is only 3 blocks. It's 4 in total, but we've already placed the first one, so hopefully you get the idea. So the next row, third row, is 3 black wool. Fourth row is orange. Fifth row is orange. Make sure you leave that 1 block there empty. And the same with the next 4 rows, is just solid orange. Again, this row has got black wool here, so we place 3 black wool. And then the next 2 rows is orange. So it's very, very simple, and that's a 12x4, minus that 1 block there. Again, we want to leave that empty, just to give a bit of like 3D-ness, if that's a word. And what we do is, on this sign here, we're going to come to the bottom left corner, place 1 stone, leave 1 gap, 1 stone, there should be a 1 block gap there. That's just to represent the claws. And again, that's what it looks like from the side angle. It's again a 12x4, 2 layers of cyan, 1 layer of black, 6 layers of orange, 1 layer of black, and 2 layers of orange. Okie dokie. So the right side, very, very similar. What we're going to do is, on the first row, first block is orange, second block is cyan, third block orange, fourth block cyan. Under them cyan, we're going to place 1 stone on each one. And again, there should be a 1 block gap in between each one. 1 block gap, 1 block gap. Perfect. Next row is 3 orange. Next row is 3 black. 6 rows of 3 orange. A row of 3 black. And then 2 rows of 3 orange. Now, on the top row, we punch that one out. We only technically have 2 blocks. And what we're going to do, we're left with something like this, like a corner where 2 points are joining. We're going to place one block right there to join them together, and go up one, and it gives you like this nice gradient in the corner. So from the side, it looks like this. Again, it's the exact same as the other side in terms of like measurements, 2, 1, 6, 1, 2. But this part of the top is slightly different. It's got like a little gradient just to give it a bit of fancy detail. So, again, hopefully you've got something looking like this. And now we can move on to doing the back of the arms. So we're going to have all the arms done, all the legs done. That will leave us with the body and the head. Probably the hardest parts actually, but it's something we can work with. Okay, so if you come around to the back of the statue right now, it should be looking something like this. And yeah, we're going to start working. So, working on the back of the right arm first, we're going to change things up. We're not doing the left anymore, the back of the right. There we go. So, first layer is free orange, as we've already got. Second layer is also free orange. Third layer is free black. Next 6 layers is free orange. Again, this is very similar to the other sides of the arms. Next layer is free black. And then two rows, if I can pronounce my words, Jesus, of orange. So, again, it looks like that. But we are not done. It is not that simple. For a second, you probably thought it was. We're going to go to the bottom left corner of this 6 tall orange here. Go to right one, punch it out, go up one. And then behind these, we're going to indent 1 stone and 1 black wall. Stone on bottom, black wall on top. We're then going to go up diagonal and up 1, punch that one out to right 1 and also up 1. And here we're going to indent 1 stone. To the right, we're going to indent 1 orange to fill that gap there. And then the top, we've got 1 black. But if you've done it properly from the front, there'll be 2 black there anyway, so it's all good. Final block, we're going to punch. We go to the top left corner. We punch this one out here, and then we'll just fill this in using orange. And that is the right arm done, complete. Perfect. So again, your opportunity to pause is now. If you want to use it, feel free. I'm going to move on to the back of the left arm, so let's glide on over. Okay, so we're going to start on the bottom, of course. We got the 2 rows of cyan stained clay, row of black wool, 6 rows of orange wool, a row of black wool, and 2 rows of orange wool. Again, like the other side, that is 12 tall, 4 wide, but we are not done. We need to punch out some details. We come to the bottom left corner of this orange here, go 1 to the right and up diagonal to the right, and behind this bottom one, we indent 1 black wool. Behind this one, we indent 1 stone. We then go up 2 blocks, and on the third block here, we punch it out, go up 1 and to the left 1, and behind that, we just indent solid black wool. And once you've done that, that is the arm complete. So we're just going to fill this top part in here using orange wool, like so. Let me punch that one out that I just misplaced there. And yeah, that is all you need to do. So what we can do, whilst we've got the body open and exposed, is we can go around into this inside part. We can start placing jack-o'-lanterns facing towards the inner part of the arms, like so. And you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. If I can climb on out of here. Make sure you don't break any like important parts like that block just there. And we can start... That was the block I just broke, there we go. Placing jack-o'-lanterns facing towards the inside of the arm. And what that does, as you can see, is gives you a bit of light inside the body. So if we do the exact same for this arm, what we can do just to keep consistency is put the black wool there, and cyan there. And again, on this side, just placing the jack-o'-lanterns to give a bit of light inside. So it's a bit of a tight squeeze in here, but we can do it. So any gap, just place jack-o'-lanterns. This part here, we can place black wool, again, just to be consistent. And then jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern. You don't have to do this, but it's just more of an aesthetic point of view. When you close off the statue, the inside will glow if you do that, which I think looks really, really super cool. But again, it's optional, it's up to you. So, let's go round to the front of the statue, which is this side, of course, because we've got the little U of the V on the legs there. And we can start working on the body. So, this is where things get interesting, to say the least. What we're going to do is we are going to get our orange wool, and we're going to come to this part here next to the left side of the hand. We're going to build up 2 using orange wool. Next to that, we're then going to extend to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 using black wool. And then we're going to go up diagonal using black wool and link it like so. Up diagonal on the left, link it like so. So on this side, we've got like a little gap there. That is intentional, so don't worry about that. And this is kind of where we start with the body. So this part here is where I say the chest kind of starts. Technically, it starts here, but this is the main part. The majority of where the work is. So we're going to start off with the main part, and we're going to use our orange stained clay. On top of this black wool here, we're going to place 3 orange stained clay. On top of that, we're going to place 2. We're then going to go up on the left side twice, to the right one, up twice, to the left one, up twice. On the right side, we're going to build a 2x2 of orange stained clay and go up 1 on the right. And then we're going to link it in the middle like so. So place 2 blocks in the middle of orange stained clay and it links up nicely. Next, what we're going to do is in this block here, we're going to go up 1, up diagonal. So leave this block empty, go up 1, up 2, to the right 1, and up 1. And then below this block, we're going to place 1 there as well. So there's a 1 block gap there, 1 block gap there, and the rest is orange stained clay, and it should be looking something like this. Again, if you want to pause and catch up, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay. So, for this part, we're then going to build up at the sides. So, on top of this black wool here, we have 1 orange. We leave a 1 block gap, 1 orange. Leave a 1 block gap, 1 orange. Leave a 2 block gap, 2 orange. So again, it goes orange, gap, orange, gap, orange, gap, gap, orange, orange. On the right side, it goes 2 orange, 1 gap, 1 orange, 1 gap, and then 4 orange. So it's slightly different on the right side, and once you've done that, it will look something like this. For the bow tie, and one of the last things for the front of the body, we're going to start off by, at this orange stained clay here, we're going to go up diagonal, but bringing it forwards 1. In fact, what we could do is just place 1 orange there, bring it forwards 1, using 1 orange stained clay, and go down diagonal to the right. Then we're going to surround it with orange wool, so 1 on the left, and 1 on the right, to make a 2x2 square. We're then going to go 2 to the right from that orange stained clay there using the orange wool. Place 1 orange stained clay and 1 orange wool, and then crisscross it again, so 1 orange wool, 1 orange stained clay. Then under each orange stained clay we're going to go down 1 using the orange wool, and once you've done that you'll have a nice bow tie. So we can fill this in if you want. Again, I'm going to say leave it empty because it gives it more of the hollow effect which we're looking for. And yeah, once you've done that, that is pretty close to done. One thing we do need to do is come down to here, and it's something we didn't do earlier. So we have this row here which is empty at the moment. We leave the first 2 blocks, and then we place 3 orange and leave the next 2. So that's one tiny detail I nearly forgot there, not gonna lie. So that is it. That is what the front looks like. That is relatively complicated, so the fact that we got it out the way is nice. And then we can now move on to the back of the statue and getting this finished. So again, I'm going to pause the video here, make sure everything's going fine in technical terms, and I will see you in a second when we're going to move on to the back of the statue and then eventually moving on to the head. Okay, so for the back of the statue, of course we're going to go around to the back of the statue. There we go, that's some great logic there. And what we're going to do is start filling in the back with orange wool. So we just start building up 12 with the orange wool, filling it in solid, and then I'll explain in a second what we're doing. So all the way across, 12 up using the orange wool, as you can see. Leave these 2 blocks empty, do not fill them in yet, we'll get to that in a bit. But for now, just fill it all in and fill it solid, and let's see. Okay, so we're nearly done, and once you've done that, you should have something that looks like this. Looks awfully plain and horrible. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our orange stained clay. We're going to come to his 2 blocks here. We're going to go up 1 and then up diagonal. We're then going to go to the right one and in the middle 2 blocks, which is there. So 3 blocks in from this side, 3 blocks in from this side. As you can see, up 2 to the side. We got the 2 orange. On top of that, we do 4 orange, 4 orange, and 2 orange. And once you've done that, that is the tail. It looks something like that. So, what we're then going to do is start punching out the holes. So the first hole is conveniently to the left side of the tail. So we punch out 2 blocks right there, and it will look like that. Next, the next hole is directly above the tail, which is perfect. So we punch out a 2x2. We then go up 1 to the left, or no, to the right, sorry. To right 1, up 1, to the left 1. So it's essentially 2 squares merged together. Next, we go up 1. So from here, we go up 1, leave this block, up 1 again. Punch it out to right 1, up 1. And that's the third part. And then the fourth and final part, what we're going to do is go to this black wall here. Go up diagonal to right, punch it out to side 1, down 1 to side 1. And then back from here, down twice. And once you've done that, it looks like that. And that is very, very simple. That is nowhere near as long as I thought it would be. But yeah, with that said, that is pretty much the body of the statue done. We can move on and fill some gaps in here if you want to, like that one there. Do not fill this one in, that's intentional, nor do not fill these ones or these ones. But yeah, for now, that is the body complete. So I'm going to quickly get rid of my arm and do a quick spin around of the body, and then we'll move on to the head. So, again, this is the front of the legs, it's 12x8. We got the front of the body, 12x8, and the front of each arm, which is 12x4. Again, feel free to pause, take your time. I would not recommend moving on to the head unless you are done with the body, because it makes no sense to do so. Again, the sides of the legs and the side of the arms is 12x4. Moving round to the back side, we've got the back of the legs, 12x8. The back of the body, 12x8, and the back of each arm, 12x4. And then we've got the shoulders that look like this. If you want more for the endoskeleton, then definitely go back in the video. I would say that's probably the easiest way of doing things. But yeah, now we can move on to the head. So let me get my arm back, and I'll quickly cut, and I'll see you when we're doing the head. Alrighty guys, so now we're going to be moving on to the hardest part of this statue, which is of course the head. At least I think it's the hardest part. So where do we start? What we're going to do is we're going to get our orange stained clay. Make sure you're at the front. This is the side with the bow tie, of course. And then we're going to come to the left side over here. We're going to count 5 in, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 5th block, we're going to place a orange stained clay and bring it 1, 2 forwards. We're going to do the same on the right side. We go to the right side, count 5 in on this block, place a orange stained clay, bring it 2 forwards. Next, what we're going to do is go in diagonal on each side and do the exact same again. So go in diagonal twice, and then that should leave you with a 2 block gap, which we're going to join together like so. So that's what it should be looking like. Next, what we're going to do is get our orange stained clay again, and we're going to extend it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backwards on either side. 3, 4, 5, and then link together like so. Okay, so that's what it should look like. That's the template for the head, and if you want to pause, feel free to do so. So it extends over the front 4 blocks, 2 blocks, and then in diagonal twice, and it extends over the back twice like so. So all these blocks in here, what we're going to do is fill this in with jack-o'-lanterns. So we're just going to place them all like so. The one issue you will have, and I'll show you how to combat that in a second, is it only lets you place jack-o'-lanterns on blocks. So what we're going to have to do is get something that stands out like a sore thumb, like black wool, place it underneath, put our jack-o'-lanterns down, and then we're going to have to go back and get rid of all the, whoops, if I can place it correctly, and then we're going to have to go back and get rid of all the black wool that we just placed. So it's a bit of a pain, but it's probably the easiest way to go about it. And then same for this one, just black wool underneath. And then we've got our jack-o'-lanterns. And then we're going to remove the black wool. And nearly done with this. We got the just the part of the back now. So just these ones. We're going to place our black wool. Whoops. Then we're going to jack-o'-lantern. And then we get rid of our black wool. And once you've done that, it will give you something that looks like this. And that's pretty nice. It also glows, which is awesome. And it means we can move on now, so that's always handy. So what we're going to start off by doing is again going back around to the front side, and we're going to start working on the left side. So again, make sure you're at the front, left side, so this side. Okay, so we're going to work from left to right, and we're going to work layer by layer. So the first layer is completely orange stained clay. That's 8 orange stained clay. The second layer is 1 cyan stained clay, 3 orange, and we're going to have 4 quartz stairs facing towards the orange stained clay like so. So that's the lower jaw. The next row is 1 cyan stained clay, and then 3 quartz stairs facing towards it. The next row is 1 cyan. The next row is 8 orange walls. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you do it correctly, it will line up with this orange stained clay here. And what we're going to do is have 4 upside down quartz stairs facing towards the back part here. And that gives you your upper jaw. And once you've done it, it will look something like this. Now, we had to place, of course, the orange wall first because we need something to put it on. But yeah, it should look like that. There'll be a 1 block gap here and a 1 block gap here. Okay, so next what we're going to do is place 6 layers of solid orange wool. So 8 wool times 6. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And once you've done that, the head will be 11 tall. So as you can see, this part here is Y29, this is Y40. That is 11 blocks tall. Okay, so if you want to pause, this is a good opportunity to do so, because we're making quite a bit of progress. Then feel free to do that now. And now we're going to start adding the inside like endoskeleton of the skull. So it's slightly complicated, but again, if you've done the previous one, the Nightmare Bonnie, then it's not too difficult. Okay, so for this skull, what we're going to do, we're going to come to this jawline here, the top row of the quartz stairs, should I say, and the second one in. We're going to punch that one out, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. So that's a row of 5. We're then going to go up 5 blocks, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're just going to like hollow this area out. So that makes a 6 by 6 area. There you go. So, it will look like this. What we're going to do is indent a row of stone at the bottom. So that will be 5 wide. And then we're going to go up 5 blocks to make it a 6 by 5. I believe I said a 6 by 6 before. It's actually, in fact, a 6 by 5. So the first 3 layers is 5 stone. The fourth layer is 1 stone. 3 cyan, 1 stone, same as the next layer, 3 cyan, 1 stone, 3 cyan, 1 stone, and then the final layer is 1 cyan, 3 stone, 1 cyan, and again that makes a 6 tall by 5 wide area, and what we can go and head and do is start covering that back up as soon as you've done that. Alrighty, so just cover it all up, and then I'll show you in a second what it will look like when we start punching blocks out. Okay, so we're back to this. It looks like what we just had like a few minutes ago. Don't you worry, we're going to start punching blocks out and it will look awesome. So we come to the second row of the orange and start on the left side. We count 2 blocks in, and on the third and fourth we punch them 2 blocks out and it reveals 2 stone. We then on the left side here go up 1 block, leave it, go up again, punch it out to the left and up 1. So it should be looking like this so far. Next from this block here we go up 1, to the right twice. So on this block we punch it out 1 more, 1 more. We then go down 1, 2, 3, and that reveals that. And then from here, this second block up, so this one, we punch this out, and then everything above it, on this part here, we punch out like so. Okay, so once you've done that, it will look like this. And this will be changing to jack-o'-lanterns, but we'll get to that later on in the video. So that is the left side of the head. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to, and we can now move on to doing the right side of the head and starting to put things together. Okay, so moving around to the right side of the head, we're pretty much presented with the same situation. We've got the jaw and the upper part, so we're going to work on the jaw first. The lower row is just 8 orange stained clay, we've got that already. The next row, this time we're working from right to left because it's easier, is 1 cyan, 3 orange, and then we've got the 4 quartz stairs facing towards the orange stained clay. The next row is 1 cyan, 3 quartz stairs, and then the rest is empty. The next row is 1 cyan, and on top of that, 8 orange wool. And again, if you do it correctly, it will line up with this first block here. Then what we do is we've got our upside down stairs facing towards here. So 4 upside down quartz stairs facing towards the cyan there. And then we've got the 1 row thick gap here, 1 row thick gap there. Again, like what we did before, we're going to build 6 rows of orange wool on top. So that's 8 wide by 6 tall. And once you've done that, the head will be 11 tall. And then we can start adding the inner part and punching some blocks out. 1 more row. And again, just in case you didn't quite get it, that is what it should look like. It's 11 blocks tall and 8 blocks wide. Okay, so like what we did on the other side, we're going to start punching out exactly what we've just done. That might not make any sense, but I feel it's easier to explain it first and then punch stuff out than explain it and confuse some of you guys. So hopefully, if you do understand it and you're confused of why I'm explaining it afterwards, we've just filled it in. It's for the benefit of people who don't understand it. Okay, so we come to the first row of the orange here. We leave the first block and we do the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth block. So that's 5 blocks we punch out, and then we're going to go up 5 rows. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be the second to last row. And then we're just going to hollow this whole area out like what we did on the other side. And it presents us with something like this. We're then going to indent a row of 5 stone again. Like that. And then we add 2 more rows of stone. Then we go stone, 3 cyan, stone, stone, 3 cyan, stone, and then cyan, 3 stone, cyan. And it will look like that. Again, that's 6 tall, 5 wide. And it's a row just above the jaw. Make sure it's indented. And then once you've done that, just cover it all up using the orange wool. And we can start punching some stuff out. Okay, so where do we start? On the second row, we come to the right side and we count 1, 2, 3. On the 4th block, this one, punch it out and it will reveal a stone. We then go to the 3rd row, 2nd block, punch it out and go up 1. We also leave 3 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, and punch 2 out and then go up 1. And then for the final one, in line with this 1 block here, we go up 2, and on the 3rd block we punch it out, go up 1 and to the left 1. And it will look something like that. Now if you want to pause, again, feel free to do so. I always advise you do, because it is particularly complicated and you don't want to get stuck, because that always sucks. And with that said, we can now move on to the back side of the head. So coming around to the back side of the head, what we're going to do first is fill in the inside part. So we're just going to link these 2 parts up, like so, using solid stone, and then we'll punch it out and replace it with cyan. So once you've done that, it will look something like that. That is a 6x6 square, and we got the 1 block of cyan either side. In the 2 middle blocks at the top, we're going to replace that with cyan, and we're going to do that for 2 more rows underneath to make a 3x2 area. And that is it. That is it for the inside of the head. Now we can just work on the outside part. So we come to this part here where we've got the orange stained clay. The first row is solid orange. The second row is 1 cyan, 6 orange, 1 cyan. The next 2 rows are empty. And then we're going to do 7 rows of orange. So we're just going to fill it in 7 rows of solid orange wool. Just want to specify it's orange wool. And then we can start punching some stuff out. Okay, so that's the orange wool filled in. Again, so we've got 2 rows of orange stained clay, 2 rows of empty, and then 7 rows of orange wool. Now we can start punching stuff out. So on the first row, second to last block, or second block on the right, punch that one out. We then go on the 3rd row to the 5th block, or if you're counting from the left, it's the 4th one. We punch that one out, go up diagonal to the left and to the side one. I got like a hair hanging down in front of my face. It's so frustrating. We can just get rid of that. There we go. And then on the right side, second to last block, right there. Moving on up, we skip the next row. The next row we don't do. The next row after that, we punch the 2nd block out to the right, go to the left one and up one. From here, we also leave this block, punch the next one out, go up to side one and to side again, and punch this one out, and that should be down diagonal from the top block. And once you've done that, it will look like this. So, again, you know what I'm going to say. I say it a lot. But now's the opportunity to pause. Feel free to do so. Okay, so that is the back and both sides done. Now, theoretically, we could work on the front or we could work on the top. I'm going to work on the front first because I think that makes more sense. And then we'll start working on the top, linking things together, adding the ears, everything else, I guess. So, what we're going to do is we're going to come to the front jaw here and we're going to start adding the teeth. So make sure you're facing towards the back of make sure the stairs are facing towards the back of the mouth and have them like that. But for the first row, I just did that wrong. Ignore that. It's first like facing left, then back to back. So left, right, and then these two are just facing towards the back of the mouth. So yeah, that looks like that. And then for the upper jaw, what we're going to do is at the orange wall either side, we're going to go in diagonal with orange stained clay, and then in diagonal again, and link up, and that's like the bottom of the upper jaw. And then what we do is, if we can fit in, that is, there we go. On these individual ones, have the two teeth facing towards the back. And then for the upper jaw, like what we did on the lower jaw, we have one facing outwards, inwards, outwards, inwards. And it gives you like that effect of having two big teeth rather than a solid row, which looks kind of goofy, if you ask me. Alrighty, so on top of the orange stained clays either side, we're going to place one more orange stained clay. And then for the middle part, we're going to place one on the left, one on the right. And what we're going to do is indent two jack-o'-lanterns one block backwards, like so. Okay, so that's what it should be looking like so far. If you want to pause, you know you are more than welcome to do so. On top of these two jack-o'-lanterns here, we're going to place two orange stained clay. And then we're going to place one right there and right there just to fill in the gaps and not leave anything exposed. Okay guys, so we're now going to move on to the eyes. Again, I just had to cut there. Apologies for any background noise, my family did just get home. So, the eyes, probably one of the hardest parts and the part I've been dreading, honestly, for this whole tutorial. But let's not waste any more time, let's get straight into it. So, the right eye, what we're going to do is we're going to place, behind these orange here, we're going to place a row of orange wool. Like so, just to indent it one block further. And the eyes are actually going to be where these stone and cyan blocks are. So, starting on the right eye, because it's actually slightly easier, we're going to place one orange wool here. We're going to punch this whole section out just so it's not in the way. Okay, so the first row, we're going to place two jack-o'-lanterns. Make sure it's not facing that way because it will be exposed. So two, right there. And also we're going to place two orange wool just there. So, on top of that two jack-o'-lanterns, we're going to place another two jack-o'-lanterns. On top of that, we're going to place one on the right side. And on top of that, we're going to place two like normal. Whoops, if I can... There we go. So that's the right eye. It's got like a square. It's kind of like a like D, but with like a little part on the top. It looks like that musical note. I forgot what it's called again. But it represents like a musical note, I guess. Kind of. Anyways, the left eye, slightly more complicated. So let me just punch this part out here. So we start off with our two jack-o'-lanterns at the bottom. It doesn't matter which way they're facing for this one because there's not a dent on the other side. Then the next row is three jack-o'-lanterns. If I can place the third one, there we go. The next row is also three. And then the next row we don't have to worry about. So, what we're going to do is get our orange wool now. And on top of this orange wool here, on the right side, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to link that side together, like so, and place one just to fill in that gap. That's now the right eye complete. For the left side, what we're going to do is place two here, and go one to the left, and that makes that corner. And it looks kind of weird, but don't worry, we'll change that in a second to pumpkin, and it will look perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to get our orange wool here and go diagonal to side twice and link that up like so. That gives us this corner which we can work with to start working and make it pumpkinized, that's a word. But yeah, for now it should be looking like this. It looks kind of weird with the stone, and don't worry, it will look different in a second. One last note, if you do want to change this side, you are more than welcome to. to just either fill it in like so, or if you want to keep it exposed, that's your choice. It's up to you, whatever. I'm kind of on second thoughts, liking it better covered up. So anyways, yeah, that's what it looks like now. And we're now going to go to the left side again and start changing this up and making it look awesome. So for the left side, we're going to start off by replacing all these stone here with pumpkins. Try and make it so that the faces of the pumpkins, or should I say the jack-o'-lanterns, aren't actually like exposed, because that kind of ruins the aesthetical purposes of it. And yeah, it should look like this. And one last one just in this corner here, like so, just fill in the gap. And we also punch this one out here, so we redo this one because it's exposed. And yeah, so essentially on this side it now looks like that. And I'll place 2 cyan stained clay just so you don't get confused with the ones below, or behind should I say. So this is what it should look like from the left side, and from the right side it should look like that. Or not the right side, the front should I say. And then with it taken away, it looks like that, and it looks super, super cool. So that's the difference between Nightmare Bonnie and this Bonnie. The eyes are completely different, and the chunk out the side of his head here is jack-o'-lanterns and glows in the dark and looks super, super cool, if I don't say so myself. So anyways, with that done, with that out the way, we are on track to finish this very, very soon. So what we're going to do is fill this gap in here with cyan stained clay, all this gap here. And on top of that, we're going to fill it in with orange wool. So fill this all in, solid orange wool, like so. There we go. So now what we're going to do is punch out a few details, and then we'll get to adding the ears. So first of all, for the details, we go to the left side, back left corner here, come to the second row, leave the first and second block, third and fourth punch out, and then bring it forwards one, like so. We're then going to go 2 to the right, and on the third block here, we're going to punch that one out. It reveals a cyan. Go back to this one, leave 1 block, punch 2, and that reveals some more cyan. So this also marks out where the ears should go. So on this part here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left, and then in front of it also place 3, and that's the left ear. And then we're going to leave 1 block gap to the right, place 3, 3, and that's the right ear. So that's some nice templates of where they go. And as you can see from the front, this part of the ear actually does overhang here 1 block, but it will look awesome, so don't worry. So anyways, for the left ear, we'll do that first. The first row, we got orange stained clay, orange, and then for the back it's just 3 orange. For the front, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3 using orange wool on either side, and 1, 2, 3 using orange stained clay. And for the back side, we're just going to build up 3 using orange wool on all rows. For the upper part of the ear, what we're going to do is we're going to go up diagonal, like forwards, and we are going to bring it forwards 2 blocks. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and on top of that, we're just going to build a second layer, so it's 2 thick. And it looks like that. Now what we do is in this middle part here, we're just going to punch out them 2 blocks and replace them with orange stained clay. So we have 2 orange stained clay. And the final touch, we come around to the back side where we've got these 2 orange stained clay visible. We're going to place 1 cyan stained clay, and that does the multitask of covering up the orange whilst making it look like a hinge and making it look super, super cool. So that is the left ear. Again, just to recap, it's 4 tall and 2 thick for the lower part, and then the upper part, which is like bent, is 3 tall and 2 wide. Okay, so moving on to the right ear. What we're going to do on the left side is build up 1, 2, 3 using orange, right side 1, 2, 3 using orange, and then in the middle we're going to replace that with orange stained clay, and again build up 1, 2, 3. So far it's the exact same. Back side is just completely orange, so it's the exact same as the other ear. This is where it varies. So for the next section, on the left side we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 using orange wool. And then in front of that, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 orange wool, 1, 2, 3 orange stained clay, 1 orange wool, and then 4 orange wool. And that essentially is like, it's half attached, so it only comes forwards 1 block. The rest is like already attached to the original ear. So it's 8 tall in total, lower part 4 by 3, upper part 4 by 3, and both 2 thick. As you can see, connected by 1 block, or 1 row should I say. So yeah, hopefully you understood that. But that is the ears done. That is nice and simple. And overall, it looks pretty complete now. One thing I'm not going to forget about this time is the mouth. So we are going to punch out the jaw real quick, or the front part of the jaw, the teeth, and it means we can start working on the inside of the mouth. But before we do that, I will in fact get rid of my arm and show you around. So ignore the teeth that are missing. He looks awfully like teethless now. Awfully, I was about to say awfully gummy, but I would realise that sounds a bit like weird. So this is the left side, again 11 tall, 8 wide. The back side 11 tall, 8 wide. The right side 11 tall, 8 wide. And the front side again 11 tall, 8 wide. The front side being the most complicated part, so I'll give you like a spin. I'm presuming if you're at this point so far you have completed it, so this won't be of worry to you. But this is for anyone that for some reason didn't pause and got a bit stuck. I would suggest going back, it's probably easier. And again, if you didn't want to punch it out or cover it up, it should be still punched out there. But again, I've chosen to because I think it looks a tiny bit weird. So yeah, anyways, one last view of the top. And now we can go and start working on the inside of the mouth. Okay, so what we're going to start off by doing is getting stone, and on this upper part of the jaw here, we're going to fill all this in solid with stone, and anything that gets in the way that isn't stone, we're going to replace with stone. Apart from these, in fact we can replace it with stone, never mind. Okay, so all the inside of the mouth now is, or the top of it is stone, apart from this one row here, and this one row there, that is intentional. We're then going to start working on the details of the jaw. So we've just done the basics now, and we're going to start working on the details. So, this first row here, we can just make it orange stained clay so it fits in. And you can add jack-o'-lanterns into the upper part of the jaw if you so desire. It takes time, so I'm not going to do that, but again, it's up to you. For the bottom row of the jaw, so this part here, the floor, on the left side, we leave 2 jack-o'-lanterns, punch out them 2, and replace it with cyan. And we do the exact same on this side, so a 2-block gap. So we've got 2 cyan with a 2-block gap, 1 block gap either side. And then we're going to leave 1 block, place 1 more cyan there, same for this side. So you may be wondering why that is, and that's because we're going to start building the teeth around that. So in the middle here, we got 2 stone brick stairs facing towards each other. On this jack-o'-lantern here, we got 1 facing inwards, 1 facing inwards, and then on either side here, we got 1 facing inwards as well. In this middle part here, we're going to place a 2x2 of cyan, and on top of that 2 stone, and that will link to the roof of the mouth, like so. And then we're going to do exactly the same, but mirrored on the roof. So we've got 1 facing inwards either side with the stone bricks, 1 here, and then 1 here. Whoops. If it will let me place it, that is. And then the inner part, like so. So essentially it's just mirrored, and then we do the exact same. We get our cyan, punch out these 2 blocks here, replace, and then replace this one here, and that one over there with cyan. And again, as I said before, it's optional, but you can replace all this stone here with jack-o'-lanterns, and it does look kind of cool. But again, it takes a fair bit of time, so I'm not going to worry about that for now. But again, the option is up to you. And again, once you've done that, you can just replace the teeth. If I can do that. There we go. So outside, inside, inside, outside. I'm not doing too well with the whole punching out blocks and punching out the wrong ones. You can tell this has been a long tutorial, can't you? But anyways, once you have done that, it's complete. You have built yourself a Nightmare, or Jacko Bonnie, very similar to Nightmare Bonnie, but orange. Okay guys, so one thing I did quite notice just before I ended off that clip was that this tooth was backwards and messed up. I fixed that, but before we do end, I will quickly give you a quick show around of the whole statue in its entirety, and then we can get off and have some fun building some more statues, I guess, because this video has taken absolutely forever. So again, just to give you some general dimensions, the parts of the body, 12x8 for legs, 12x8 for body, 12x4 for each arm. The sides are 12x4, and then the head is 11x8 for each side, and then the ears are 8 tall for the right one and 6 tall for the left one. So anyways, let me show you. So this is the front of the legs with all the indentations. Feel free to pause whenever you need, and hopefully that will be the last time I say that for this video. And again, just to clarify, I will be doing the other Jacko or Halloween themed Five Nights at Freddy's characters, so don't you guys worry. I know a lot of you guys will be putting in the comments section down below asking for all the other ones. I will be doing them anyways. It might take a while, again, because these statue tutorials do take a while. As you can probably tell by the fact this video is over an hour long, it takes probably triple that by the time I render and edit. So it might take a while, but I'll see what I can do. And again, huge shout out to Lazar for the design. It's a really, really awesome one, and looks really, really awesome in the wilds. But again, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the other videos. If you got this far in the video, then let me know. It'd be awesome to see some comments to see that people made it to the very end. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, my name's been Tom or Gummy, and goodbye.
Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart and watch it burn. Tear me apart and watch it burn. All that's left is a window to my soul. Come and get it.